So thank you for taking time out of your busy schedule to attend today's workshop. And I also wish to thank Vicky and Ming at Creative Learning Foundation to organize this workshop. So today, overall, today we're gonna have a brief PowerPoint presentation at the beginning, and then at the later half, we're gonna have a practice session, guide everybody through the mindfulness practice. And today's the subject is gonna be introduction and breathing awareness. Okay, so let me share the screen with the PowerPoint file. Okay, so first, let's take a moment to reflect on why or what brought us to this workshop. And just for a moment. And then also think about what do we want to get out of this workshop. And then after that, we can throw away the past and throw away the future and just come back to this workshop fully in the present moment. And then, so reflect on our life. So what kind of life are we leading right now? So usually the ordinary life is ordinary mind that we function at autopilot. So now, I mean, all the car industry try to develop autopilot, but we already know how to use the autopilot mode. So most of us, when we get on our car to drive, we turn on the autopilot mode. So we get from point A to point B using our unconscious mind to drive, and we cannot recall how we get to our destination. And frequently we leave the house and we forget, did I turn off the stove? Did I close the garage door? Or did I lock the door? So it means we're not present. Our mind is somewhere else. So everything happens automatically. The ordinary mind, we rushing, we raced with the time. In the morning, some mothers may get up and rush the children to get ready and drive them to school, and then rush to the office and rush to attend meetings. So we're always rushing. Then we're always multitasking. So that we watch TV while eating, we run several windows in the computer, so all simultaneously. And we keep doing things, one thing after another. We try to create the results. So, and then we constantly thinking about the past, the future, and when we think about bad things, we're angry. Then we think about pleasant things, we're happy. So I had one patient came to me feeling depressed. I asked him why, and he has been regretting. He said something wrong that caused him to break up with a girlfriend 5 years ago. And he's worrying about the layoffs that he might be the candidate. See, we're always thinking, and then we're always attaching. I have one patient who is a new mother, and she cannot get her mind off thinking about her baby. So she cannot go out because she doesn't trust her in-laws to take care of the baby. So I have patients who work computer always has another screen or has a second screen. In the background is on the stock market, on the video games. So they're working and then while playing video games. And these are all ordinary mind. So this kind of lifestyle, we live at the surface of the ocean, just like this water gliders. Now we never deep into the present moment. And when we live in the surface of the ocean, we're unstable. So the wind comes, the wave comes. So that we're out of control. We feel overwhelmed. So ordinary lifestyle leads to full catastrophe living. So fortunately, our ancestors provides us some tools to allow us to awaken from this ordinary mind. And today's workshop, we're going to introduce some tools into this kind of practice. The mindful practice is the foundation. And then take a moment to reflect on our goals in participating in this workshop. So most people come to learn about mindfulness because they're overwhelmed in life. So they come to the workshop because, for stress reduction. And then, so just like a school bus, right? And so with practice, you're going to have increased awareness of things that bother you. You're going to have increased awareness of the thoughts going on in our head that mostly is unconscious. So when you understand what is causing you trouble in your head, then you're able to do something to get yourself out of it. So that leads to self-liberation. So the goal that we're providing you in this workshop, initially could be a school bus, but later on could be an airplane that allow you to fly in the sky. And then when you're ready, this airplane can turn into space shuttle. And then eventually the Buzz Lightyear go to infinity and beyond. And what is mindfulness? So I don't know how many people exposed to mindfulness previously. Right? So in a nutshell, mindfulness is to live in the present and accept the present. It has two components. One is the present, like in Chinese character, the mindfulness is 正念. The nian itself comes, the upper part is the present. The lower part is the heart or the mind. So it means we live in the present, and that's how we pay attention. And the attitude is the kindness. The kindness in Chinese character is this mind. So it means this mind is our true nature. So through mindfulness practice, we awaken our kindness. We awaken our heartfulness, our big sky mind. So the mindfulness is already originated from Eastern spiritual practices that's been practiced for thousands of years. And Jan Kabat-Zinn at University of Massachusetts, he did a lot of scientific research in the 1970s and 1980s. So he brought the mindfulness into the mainstream psychological treatment and even medical treatment. And Sharon Shapiro summarized hundreds of research studies in this book called The Art and Science of Mindfulness. And and after that, the mindfulness become the mainstream in either psychotherapy or medical field. So it has found many benefits, just like improve sleep, lower pressure, blood pressure, and then release pain symptoms, boost immunity, and it improves symptoms of depression, anxiety, and OCD symptoms. In general public, it's been used to enhance concentration and creativity in the working environment. So we live in two dimensions. One dimension is the time dimension, that is the x axis. So in time dimension, there's up and downs, just like stock market, right? So something go up and down. And in time dimension, the physical dimension is filled with uncertainties. So with so many uncertainties beyond our control, therefore we're anxious. So fortunately, we have another dimension we can go to. That is the present moment dimension. And that is the y-axis. So the present moment dimension is like we watch TV, like we jump out of the screen and we watch. So it creates this distance between us and the screen. So that buffers us from the up and down of the physical dimension. So this space, I mean, in existence, we have two dimensions. When you look at the night sky, you see stars, and then you see outside of the stars, there are vast empty space. So the stars are forms, and then the empty space is formless. So same thing in our psyche, we have forms. The forms is the physical dimension, our thoughts and everything, our body, these are all forms. But again, there's a vast space in the background. And that vast space is our awareness, is our spirit. So we step out of the forms, we become formless. We become that spacious awareness and watch everything go by. So therefore, our small mind is the form. Our big mind is the awareness, is the space. Just like our small mind is the weather, our big mind is the sky. So, and in ordinary mind, the two minds are mixed together just like ore. So the gold is mixed with other metals. So in our practice, that we want to attract the gold out of the ore. The same thing in our practice, we practice mindfulness to separate our big mind from the small mind. So to live in the present moment, go into this present moment dimension and watch everything. So when I ask everybody, are you living in the present moment? So the answer could be yes, and could be no, and both are right, because our mind, we can pay attention in the present moment, but usually short time. We cannot sustain constant attention in the present moment. That's the nature of the mind. The nature of the mind is to wander. We go into the past and future, but frequently we miss the present moment. So in this situation, that we definitely will pay 100% attention in the present moment. When we walk on a slippery street, then we're going to pay full attention. When we cross the the traffic light, then we're going to pay attention to watch the traffic. When we eat precious or very tasty food, we're there fully. When we watch the sunset, things so beautiful, then you stop thinking about past and future. You really watch the sunset. So we live in the present moment. Then what are we watching? So we're watching the forms. And what are the forms? The forms are our senses. Our senses is what we see, hear, touch, taste. And then another thing we watch is our mind. Our minds are, the thoughts, emotions are also forms. So we watch all the forms. We jump out, we step back, and we become the observer. And then the present moment is just, it's like an ocean, it has depth. So if you pay more attention in the present moment, you can deep into the present moment. Then we can experience life more deeply. We experience both happiness and pain deeper, and therefore we awaken our big mind, our peace, love, and great heart of compassion. And then we are not just practicing mindfulness in a sitting position or in our daily life. And in fact, there are many activities. If you pay attention in the present moment, you can awaken your big mind. And I attended the presentation by Ron Koch about 10 years ago at Yosemite National Park. And then I was amazed that he practiced rock climbing for 20 years. He became awakened. And this is what he said. He described this. He said, right now, the clouds are floating by. The waterfalls thundering down. The river is flowing through the meadow. Wind is moving through the trees and grass. The sounds are all natural. So he describes so beautifully the natural world. And then he also said that today, the wind told me that the whole world is one country. And we are all connected to the nature's creation. And he said, loneliness, jealous, greediness goes away, and the harmony comes to us. See, he experienced this deeper sense of peace and beauty. He awakened to this greater reality that we are all one. We're all part of nature. We're something bigger than our small mind, than our individual body. So this bigger mind is just like internet. Our small mind is just like PC, the personal computer. It's very limited. But if the PC is connected to the internet, we become powerful. So by practicing mindfulness, we enter into the being mode, not just the ordinary doing mode, rushing, that we live in the present and we calm down. We connect to our big mind. We connect to our peace. We can connect to the greater reality. And we enter into this flow state. In Lao Tzu, talk about Wu Wei. Wu Wei means non-doing. It's not quite non-doing. It's not effortless. It means effortless. You just be. You enter into this be state of mind, and the river flows. Like everything's effortless. Just like meditation is about sitting. You're just sitting, and then you wait, and everything all flow by itself. And when the spring comes, then all the plants, all the flowers start to spring, start to sprout. That is effortless. Therefore, the mindfulness practice is a tool to awaken your heartfulness, is to awaken your big sky mind, your great heart of compassion. And so, and then what is this heartfulness? How do we practice this heartfulness? First, you have to jump out of the screen and see from outside. Therefore, you are not what you see. You're not the forms. The pain, depression, thoughts are all forms. And you can say, I'm not thought, I'm not mood, I'm not this problem, I'm just the awareness. So we're watching everything with kindness and compassion and gentleness. So mindfulness is not detached witness, but to experience mind and body more intimately. So when you step out, we become the space of awareness. So we become the sky, and then we watch everything come and go, rising and ceasing, the breath, the sensation, the sound, the difficult times, the happy times, they're all rising and ceasing. And we just watch without attachment. We watch everything with curiosity and kindness. And when we watch things go by, we pay bare attention. Bare attention is the empty mind, not adding stories. Everything is as is. Just a frog has a mouth, 2 legs and 4 legs, 2 eyes and 4 legs, and jump into the water, make a sound. So everything is just like a camera and recording without the mind creating a story. So we pay attention to pain or body sensations without interpretation or story, without worry, say, oh, do I have a cancer occurrence? And then from that thought, we're going to generate a lot of fear and anxiety. So then that's start practice now. And then, so there's a homework, right? So we try to set aside some time, 15 to 20 minutes every day to practice mindfulness. And that's our regular practice. And then we have informal practice. Informal practice is to practice breathing awareness about 1 to 2 minutes every hour. And then when we're waiting time is breathing time. We pause and breathe. And then when we are anxious or when we're stressed, we take time out to practice another 2 minutes. And then me explain the practice. So meditation, okay, there are a lot of sitting postures. And so you can sit in meditation mat or you can sit on a chair. And then if you sit on meditation mat, there are different leg posture. You can do full lotus, half lotus, or we call Burmese. Just regular. Just bend your leg. You don't have to cross your leg. Whatever you feel comfortable. But most people would just sit on a chair. That's easier. In the posture, if you can sit straight, the energy flow better. Right? I attend one yoga workshop, and the teacher said that when you use a hose, that if the hose is straight, then the water flow better, and that's a good analogy. So when you sit on the mat, it's better to have meditation mat, so that your back can sit straight, and then some people also like to cover the knee with a blanket, so to keep your energy kind of warm. And the hand posture, there are different hand postures, and And Zen Center teach us to use the mudra, but again, you can just put your hands, comfortably on your lap. That'll be okay. And then you can focus your breath on the Zhenzhong point. That is the center of the person point. And so that's the point where you sense the breath easier. Of course, if you want to focus on your belly, your chest, that is also okay. Okay, so let's get started. Okay, so take a comfortable position and with your back straight. Allow the two shoulders to drop. And your neck straight, your head pulled up as if there's a line. Connect your head to the ceiling. And your jaw tuck in. Your two hands rest comfortably on your lap or make a mudra. And gently bring your attention to your breath. You sense the breath go in and out of your nostrils. Allow the breath to happen naturally, effortlessly. You don't have to do anything. The body will breathe for you. Your only task is to pay attention to the breath. The only task you have is to become aware of the in and out of the breath. You can close your eyes or have your eyes half open. Look down into the front of the floor, whatever way you feel more comfortable. Allow the thoughts or distractions to settle down. It's like dust in the air. You all drop down to the ground. And then pay gentle attention on your breath and ignore the thoughts or outside distractions. In the whole world, the only thing that is important at this moment is the breath. Pay gentle attention on the breath. Watch the breath with kindness, with gentleness. Become intimate with the breath. The breath is so precious. It's the life force that support our life. Just watch the breath. This breath only. Just one breath. No past, no future, just the present moment. One breath at a time. When you notice that your attention drifts away from the breath, just gently bring it back to the breath. your mind will probably wander away again. So you notice that, again, gently bring it back to the breath. Pay attention to the tip of your nose. Become aware of the breath go in and out of nostrils. That's the only task you have. That is to watch the breath in the present moment. Just keep coming back to the breath. As your attention becomes more settled, you can gradually expand the field of your awareness to include the upper body. So you're aware of your breath in your nostrils, but also aware of the upper body moving along with the breath. You're aware of the movement of the breath and simultaneously the movement of your upper body, the chest and belly. If you find yourself having difficulties concentrating on the breath because of busy mind, you can name it, name the breath. As the body breathes in, you can say in, and as the body breathes out, you can say out. You say in and out, in and out. To pay attention to the breath. As you hear the bell, and you can stop and come back to the workshop. Now, you may open your eyes and come back. Now we have remaining 10 minutes. You can open 2 questions, or you may share your experience.
I can share.
Okay, please.
I feel my breath very hard, very short, very tightly, and I feel, oh, I'm so tired. I even though I couldn't breathe. That's my experience.
Yeah, that is very common because we frequently disconnect from our body. When we sit, we start to pay attention to our breath and the body, and we notice, wow, my body is tired, or my body has pains and aches. And that's very common. So just, again, continue to pay attention to your body. Therefore, you can take care of your body. When you're tired, you need to rest. But when you have pains and aches, that you need to relax or take care of it. Go to your doctor and ask, what is the cause of my pains and aches?
Okay, thank you.
One question. So if
Yes,
I had
please.
too long, my leg would feel very numb. And sometimes if I meditate like for 40 more minutes, my leg and hip will feel so painful. So, under this situation, should I just endure the pain and the numbness, or should I change my gesture, or it means I didn't sit very comfortably? I need to change my gesture.
Okay, so it depends on your posture. If you're sitting in the meditation mat or sitting in the chair, means the circulation might not be good. So then you can adjust your posture. Yeah, and frequently we we have belts in the waist. You might want to loosen the belt. So or when you meditate, try to wear a loose pants or whatever the clothes. You can, if it can be loose, and the circulation will be better.
Yeah, so I have been attending those half day or whole day meditation for those last for multiple sessions. Usually I can do well for the first one or two or even three sessions, but maybe 2, 4 session, I start to feel the pain in my leg. But I observe other people, they can sit very long time. So I'm just wondering what's going on. Maybe I just need more practice, or um my sitting, maybe the pad is not working for me. I'm not sure.
Yeah, could be try to adjust, and then so if you sit in lotus position, and that's normal. I mean, when I sit in a lotus position, half lotus, I cannot do the full lotus, and the leg can be numb. Um, but after I got out of the meditation, I smoothed it out, and it was okay. So it may be normal, or maybe you need to pay more attention to that, and then so yeah. So I think if you get up out of if after you get up from the meditation, if your leg returns, and that would be okay. But if you still feel numb longer than your meditation time, then you probably have to see your primary care doctor to check it out.
Okay, yeah, thank you.
Mhm.
Hi. Sorry.
Go
Yes,
ahead.
no.
Go ahead.
I was just saying that I was having a hard time. My mind kept wandering. Um, listening to noises outside, and the practice about coming back was very helpful. But I found that I still wandered a lot, um, and I wondered if you can expand on if there's anything else that maybe we can do to help with our busy minds.
Yes, this is very common. I mean, because our mind usually is unconscious. We don't know our mind is busy until we sit. And then we'll be amazed, saying, wow, my mind is so busy. So again, there are ways to center yourself better. That is to label the in and out, in and out. And another one is to just step back and become spacious awareness. And you can just watch the mind. I mean, today we do concentration meditation, means we focus on one single point. But later on, we're going to do this open meditation, means you step back, you become a spacious awareness, and you just watch the thought go in and out. And just like um, so just like training horses, the wild horse is gonna run wild, and you cannot contain the horses. Therefore, you give the horses a big range, like miles long. So the horse is gonna run until they're tired, and they're gonna stop. They're gonna calm down by themselves. So it means we step back, we become the sky, and we watch, and then we allow a space for the thought to come and go. And all we need to do is to become aware. All the thoughts come and go. The thoughts, just like you're watching the movie, that you're watching the movie that's playing in your head. And so you don't get stuck in. And that's another way. Mm-hmm.
Thank you. That's very helpful.
Mm-hmm.
Hi, may I ask a question?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I heard a lot of people when they do meditation, they sit on the yoga pad. Is it okay just sit on the regular chair? That's my first question. And then second question is, when I do meditation, can I just, should I do like a deep breath in and breath out is better, or just regular breath in and out is better? Thank you.
Okay, so again, for the breath, allow the body to breathe by itself. So we do not try to control the breath. Of course, I mean, different, like yoga teacher might teach you different ways of breathing, but the most comfortable one is to let the body breathe naturally. Now we're just watching it. The breath will just happen by itself. But some people might have a controlling mind. The mind try to control the breath. So if you are one of those people, then the practice can be that you tell yourself that I'm gonna stop breathing and watch and wait to see when the next breath gonna come by itself. And then you'll get a sense that the mind does not have to control the body. The body knows how to breathe without the mind's direction. And this another question is I mean, meditation, you can sit in different positions, right? So if you, it's completely personal preference, but the easier way is to sit just on the regular chair. But if you want to ground yourself better, you can go get a meditation mat. So those you can purchase online. It's not that difficult. So and then that help you ground better because you're closer to the ground. That kind of help with the grounding.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Sure.
But sit in the chair is also okay, right? Because if I sit on the ground, sometimes my knee is get hurt.
That's right. And yes, yeah. So sit on the chair, but not the sofa though. When you sit on the sofa, it's hard to straighten your back. So try to sit in a hard chair, or I mean the office chair. So something that you can sit straight.
I have a question. If I'm sorry about that. If I feel very tired, can I just lie down to do the meditation?
Okay, so again, meditation usually is sitting, and then we set aside some time and sit for a longer time so we can go into deeper concentration or deeper relaxation. But mindfulness, we can practice everywhere. Like mindfulness is to pay attention to the present moment. Yeah, so again, in this workshop, in other sessions, we're gonna talk about how to apply mindfulness in everyday activities. So in that sense, we can lie down and then we can still pay attention to the breath and the body. That's kind of like an informal practice. So I usually sit for meditation before bedtime. And then after that, I go to the bed, I continue to become aware of my breath and the body just falls asleep by itself.
Okay, thank you.
Sure. Mm-hmm. Well, one more question. We're almost out of time.
I have a question. Yeah.
Okay.
If we believe in God, should we can we do this exercise medication?
Of course. Yeah. And this is very common question, right? So I heard Christians, they ask, so I'm Christian, can I practice meditation? Sure. The meditation itself is without religion. It's just to train the mind and to become aware of the present moment. So you don't have to have any religion to practice, or you can be any religion to practice. They do not conflict. Yeah, and we're breathing anyway, and we're just aware of the breathing. So again, mindfulness is to pay attention in the present moment. It's nothing related to religion at all.
Okay, thank you.
If no question, can you guys let host know what is your exactly name when you use the for application? Because we're going to return the partial filtration based on attendance. So couple ID we use right now, we cannot recognize who you are. For example, like a Zhao.
Yeah, I have got that. Just like iPad.
Please let us know 你们的报名时候用的是什么名字，要不然我们没办法记你们的 attendance。你们可以直接。
我记得我报名的时候是用的是云南鸟，我不知道你看见我这是不是？我现在不
是的，您的是一样的，您的是一样的。
OK， 谢谢谢谢。
我们想知道命是哪一位？报名的时候是哪一位？
命已经写过了，他在 chat 里面写过。对，我现在唯一需要的就是那个 iPad。您这个实在是没有参考信息。
另外2个中文名字您也有了，对吧？
那个我也都找到了。
好，谢谢。那麻烦那个用 iPad 的朋友跟我们说一下，您当时是用什么名字，我们可以帮你做一个记录。Okay. Okay, if we don't have any question, then we waiting for next class. Thank you, everyone.
Okay, thank you. So see you next week.
Thank you.
Thank you.
谢谢老师 ，Thank you。
谢谢老师
，Thank you，
谢谢。
谢谢老师，谢谢。